Just because his first love accidentally fell into the river, the man ordered the woman who had loved him for 7 years to be thrown into the freezing water in front of everyone, forcing her to pay the price. And it all began with a confrontation just minutes earlier. The man's first love had just returned from abroad and immediately went to find the woman. She acted friendly on the surface, but every word was really meant to find out more about the girl who had chased after the man for 7 whole years. What she didn't know was that the woman standing right in front of her was the very girl who had loved him so humbly for all those years. Faced with her rival's probing questions, the woman could only suppress the pain in her heart and tell her that in the man's eyes, she had always been the most important person, while everyone else meant nothing. But in the very next moment, the first love suddenly fell into the river. When the man arrived and saw her soaking wet, he instantly flew into a rage. He refused to listen to the woman's explanation and, based only on a few words from his first love, decided that she had deliberately pushed her into the water. To avenge the woman he cared about, he immediately ordered his men to throw the other woman into the river as well. But what he never imagined was that the woman who had loved him for 7 years had already lost all of her memories after a car accident. The 7 years of obsessive love, the countless confessions, and every painful rejection were all completely gone from her mind. It wasn't until her best friend brought out her old phone that she slowly began to understand just how deeply she had once loved this man. The password to her phone was his birthday, and her photo album was filled with memories of him from over the years. She had confessed to him again and again, only to be rejected every single time. Even when he got drunk, he would mistake her for his first love. But after seeing all of these painful memories, the woman still couldn't remember any of the feelings she once had. Instead, she made a decision. She no longer wanted to continue treating her amnesia, because perhaps forgetting such a painful love was the best thing that could have happened to her. Not long afterward, she ran into the man again at the hospital. But this time, there was no trace of the obsession that used to fill her eyes. All that remained was distance and unfamiliarity. The man, however, failed to notice anything was wrong. He simply assumed she was playing hard to get and even deliberately drew a clear line between them in front of his first love. But after hearing his words, the woman only turned around and walked away coldly. She didn't argue, she didn't chase after him, and she never looked back. At that moment, the man finally froze, because the woman who had followed him for 7 years seemed to have truly stopped loving him.